a common concern. The facts are, the bill includes tax breaks and mandates designed to prevent a mass exodus from the current employer-based system.
I have a question for
But finding the facts in the midst of the noise can be difficult. David Wright, ABC News, Towson, Maryland.
The former chief financial officer for Ponzi scheme mastermind Bernard Madoff has pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate with investigators. Frank DePascali worked for Madoff since 1975. Yesterday, he admitted knowing everything about Madoff's scheme, which cost thousands of people their life savings. It came as no surprise to one former associate.
I believe that Frank knew as much as Bernie did. And then as time went on, I noticed that they spent more and more time together in the office.
After pleading guilty to charges including fraud and money laundering, DePascali was ordered to jail. That surprised both prosecutors and defense attorneys. The judge said DePascali was too much of a flight risk.
Turning to medical news, a new study finds that aspirin could help prolong life for colon cancer patients. The research shows taking aspirin reduced the risk of death by nearly 30%. If proven, it could be a real breakthrough, especially considering aspirin is so inexpensive. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. after lung cancer.
Well, now here's a look at your weather. Showers and thunderstorms from much of the East Coast and Gulf Coast. Severe at times from Alabama to Virginia. Widely scattered thunderstorms in parts of the Plains and Rockies and scattered showers in the Pacific Northwest.
Wet and 73 today in Seattle, 75 for Portland, 88 in Colorado Springs. Fargo, the Twin Cities, and Omaha all climbed to the 90s, 86 in St. Louis, 96 in Dallas, 88 in New Orleans, 74 in Boston, 85 in Atlanta.
Nice delivery.
Thank you.
A new robot is giving the competition a run for its money.
Another excuse to do that. I always love them. This humanoid prototype from Toyota can run at speeds of more than 4 miles an hour. That's faster than Honda's robot. And it's no pushover. It can remain balanced even when pushed by that lady right there. The robot just shifts its feet to compensate.
I'm convinced there's a person in that suit.
I think so.
The Toyota robot is a work in progress right now. It's still limited to moving over flat surfaces.
Pretty cool, nevertheless.
Very cool. We'll be right back with more world news now. Do your robot thing.
Keep running, keep running.
World News Now weather brought to you by Peachtree Settlement Funding.
Do you have a structured settlement or an annuity but find yourself waiting for checks every month? Stop waiting and call Peachtree Settlement Funding today. We'll turn your future payments into cash so you can pay off your credit card debt. Make important purchases so you can pay off your credit card debt. Make important purchases. Avoid foreclosure. After all, life doesn't wait. Why should you?
To find out how, call Peachtree today at 1-800-581-0733.
Introducing a new way to feel like yourself again. Vagisil Satin. As light and clean as satin itself. Imagine an entire day feeling nothing but relief. New Vagisil Satin Cream. Bring yourself back.
Day 87, and Tyler B is still in that aisle, determined to find the answer for his acne.
Kid, get a life. I'm trying. The truth is, acne, even when it's mild, is a medical condition.
Huh?
Medical as in doctor?
And that's how Tyler came to his senses, sort of, and learned about once-a-day prescription Epiduo Gel. If you're not getting the results you want, ask your doctor about Epiduo, 2 of the most doctor-prescribed acne-fighting ingredients in one gel medication, a product you can't get in the acne aisle. Dryness, redness, peeling, stinging, burning, or itching may occur. Don't use irritating products when using Epiduo. Overexposure to sun, sun lamps, extreme wind, or cold may increase the risk for irritation. Use of sunscreen and protective clothing is advised. Go to truthaboutzits.com and learn how to pay no more than $20 for your Epiduo prescription.
Awesome.
To learn more about Epiduo Gel, talk to your doctor, call, or go to truthaboutzits.com.
Introducing a new way to feel like yourself again. Vagisil Satin. As light and clean as satin itself. Imagine an entire day feeling nothing but relief. New Vagisil Satin Cream. Bring yourself back.
Tonight, the shock, the fear, the excitement that comes with the biggest win yet.
You've got it again!
In the Hills, Lauren Conrad sizzles in the hot seat. The Millionaire Primetime event continues tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Tonight, a popular teenage girl gone in an instant.
I just want to know where she is.
Police believed she was just a runaway, but was it something more sinister? Closer to home?
People do not just disappear out of thin air.
Tonight, Primetime follows the trail from a serial killer's prison confession to disturbing secrets and missing tapes. Do they hold all the answers? And where are they?
Somebody knows something.
Don't miss Primetime Crime tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
General Motors unveiled its long-awaited Chevy Volt in Detroit yesterday, and automakers promise it can go 230 miles on a single gallon of gas. The car runs on batteries alone up to 40 miles before a small gas engine takes over, keeping the batteries charged. Chevy dealers should start selling the Volt late next year. The sticker price, $40,000. Not bad.
Yeah, 230 miles a gallon. If that's true, then that could really be big. And of course, automakers worldwide are rushing to develop cars similar to the Chevy Volt that mostly run on electric power.
The idea is not new, but today's new technology could revolutionize the way we drive. Here's Bill Weir.
In the beginning, electric cars outsold all others. Henry Ford's cheaper Model T changed that, but a century later, the electric renaissance is on. From Akron, home of the three-wheeled Myers, to Spokane, where they make the Tango perfect for splitting gridlock.
No oil changes, no preventive maintenance.
Britain has a line of electric trucks called Smith. Warren Buffett invested $250 million in China's BYD. And coming soon, Norway's Think City.
The exterior of this thing is made of plastic. How safe is a plastic car?
The safety structure is in the frame, and this has a high-strength steel frame.
Next year, we'll bring the Nissan Leaf at around $30,000 and the Chevy Volt for about $40,000. And whether it is the Tesla Roadster or BMW's Mini E, the first thing you notice is the quiet.
Is it on?
The second thing is the instant power.
I do love that torque.
But now that several hundred of these are on the road, these so-called pioneers who pay $850 a month to lease them are discovering the hassle of the charge.
Full of hurdles. Unless you're on top of it.
The best batteries are still expensive and limited to around 100 miles, and they take 23 hours to charge on a standard wall socket. A higher voltage garage box will fill her up in 3 hours. But so far, the cars seem easier to get than the cords and boxes.
The utility is completely prepared for what's required to install an electric dryer. But an electric car is somewhat different.
Meanwhile, a company called Better Place has plans to build a chain of automated battery swapping stations.
Everybody's jumping in the game to show the public that these cars aren't science fiction. They can really be part of their future.
It's a future when extension cords will replace gas cans, a change, enthusiasts say, that is well worth the growing pains. Bill Weir, ABC News, New York.
Good to hear that they have a good pickup, too.
Yeah,
I would think that they'd be slow off the start. But Tesla is reporting some encouraging profits right now also, and they're saying that, they're sort of limited in terms of dealers right now, but they're talking about new dealerships in both North America and Europe, so it might be a little bit more accessible soon.
Yeah, just a few cities I think you can get them in now. But I love that Tesla Roadster, but a lot of people might think it's not very practical if you have kids or whatever, so they're working on a sedan, a little more family-friendly, but hopefully it's as cool-looking as that Roadster.
For 230 miles a gallon, I don't care what it looks like.
Well, really, yeah, that's pretty darn good. Well, superstar chef Julia Child used to take her followers worldwide to some very tasty destinations.
She took us to Parma, Italy. in the 80s. And just wait until you see the homemade pasta and other treats on the menu. That's next.
ABC's World News Now will continue after this from our ABC stations.
People all over are experiencing a bigger, better, and faster Cricket Wireless. One with the latest phones and a fast 3G network. And they're experiencing it for even less than before. Hurry in today, and for a limited time, you can get unlimited talk, text, pics, 411, and mobile web for just $40 a month. You get all that plus nationwide coverage included. As always, Cricket has no contracts to sign or overages, and it's America's most affordable 3G network. Just call 1-800-354-1973. Click mycricket.com or come into a Cricket store today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Just $40 a month for a bigger, better, and faster Cricket. in today and take another look at cricket and see how your wallet gets a little... Right now, save $100 on the new touchscreen Moto Evoke. Just call, click, or come into a Cricket store today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
Well, all this week we have been savoring Julia Child's years of contributions to Good Morning America as Hollywood filmmakers release Julie and Julia, a tribute to the celebrity chef.
I feel like I need a bib for these segments. Salivate. Julia Child, of course, willing to go anywhere to whet our appetites. And from the ABC News Vault this morning, we take a look back at her remarkable trip to Parma, Italy on August 4th, 1987.
This is Parma, a city founded by Roman legionnaires in the year 183 BC. Parma is famous for its opera. This is the opera house back here, the Teatro Regio. Both Toscanini and Verdi are Parmigiani, and people take the opera very seriously. They will hiss and boo and even throw tomatoes if they don't happen to like the performance. The people of Parma are as demanding about their food as they are about their opera. Most Italian women make their own pasta, and Carla Caraglia is no exception. Buongiorno, Carla.
Buongiorno, signora.
What are we making today?
Tortelli di erbetta.
Tortelli
di erbetta.
Di erbetta?
Sì.
How do you do it?
Questa è la dose per 4 persone.
For 4 people,
400 grammi di ricotta, 2 uova.
She takes about 2 cups of ricotta cheese and 2 eggs.
100 grammi di parmigiano.
And about 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese.
Mezza tazza di erbette o spinaci.
And then about half a cup of
10 grammi di
and a little bit of salt.
sale.
That was cooked, chopped spinach, sauteed in a little bit of butter and flavored with salt, pepper, and a little nutmeg. Oh, and just a little tiny bit. That's about a teaspoon. And just fold it over. And the pasta has to be quite good and fresh and quite damp, or you wouldn't be able to do it. And cutting it, a special tool, ready to cook. Nice to know that this is not only the restaurant kitchen, but this is Carla's own kitchen, and where the family cooks and eats right at this table. Now, ready to go. Let's cook them. Boiling water. Carla, quanto tempo?
5 minuti.
5 minutes of cooking. Well, that's very fast. Carla tells me it's very important to get all the water off because there's any liquid on it, it dilutes the flavor of the butter and cheese. Now, first, cheese on. Now, this is a good point. And then the butter on, and the cheese makes the butter stick on. Oh, beautiful diet food of the best type. Now, I shall eat a little piece. It's just lovely. Ancora a little more Parmesan cheese.
Vega?
I love that so. That's so good.
Questo quella per me pari sono acqua e altri intorno mi vedo.
Parmesan cheese is the most important product of this area. To bear the name Parmigiano Reggiano, it must age for at least a year and a half. During that time, the cheesemaker inspects his cheeses every day. If there are any hollow sounds, that means bacteria has set in, and surgery must be performed to remove it. The cheese-making process takes place 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, so it's easy to see why a cheesemaker never gets a day off until the day he retires. Oh, look at that. Leo, how much does this weigh?
Well, about 70 pounds.
This is Leo Bertossi of the Cheese Consortium of Parma. How do I know when I buy one of these cheeses that it's a real Parmesan?
Well, by looking first at the rind, because only the rind bears the right name of the cheese, which is Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano. Now, once I bought a big piece like this, how am I going to keep it?
Well, Wrap it in a plastic foil first to keep it out of air, and then in paper to keep it out of light. And then put it into the refrigerator, but never freeze it. Out of light. And then put it into the refrigerator, but never freeze it.
The whey that was left over from the cheese-making process is not wasted. It's used to feed the pigs. These hams are not cooked. It's not necessary because the salt and aging process cure them. To bear the name Parma, the hams must be at least 12 months old before they leave the factory. So they hang, row upon row, 70,000 of them, until they are ready for that final seal of approval and are able to be called Parma ham. Oh, look at this. Oh, grazie, signore.
Prego.
Oh, this beautiful food. I've been dying to dig into it. There's the Parmesan cheese and the prosciutto. And this is a specialty of the region. This is called torta fritta, if that's the way you pronounce it. It's pasta dough that's been deep fried, and you eat it like bread. So you start in with a piece of ham, and then you take a bite of that, and then a little cheese. And this is the local light sparkling wine of the region, Lambrusco. From Parma. Julia Child, buon appetito.
Let's see, deep fried pizza dough and a 70-pound wheel of cheese. I think that's what I call heaven.
That looks so good. It's so different, though, because now when you watch cooking shows, they do it themselves. It's kind of nice that she had experts doing it, because you really get that different feel than a cooking show is now.
She clearly knew the language, too.
Yeah.
So, yum. That's my favorite one yet.
It is. And, of course, if you want to see, we've been doing this all week, and we've posted everything that we've shown on our Facebook fan page. So just go to World News Now, and you can look.
That's right. Go check it out. It's really good stuff. It'll make you hungry, make you want to get that bib out. We promise. All right, stick around. Morning papers are coming up.
Some interesting stuff. A cat that plays the piano.
Tickles the old ivories. We'll show you.
Pretty impressive.
Do we have video?
We do.
Oh, wow. I'll want to see that.
Well, stick around.
Okay, I will.
Here's some health information for people over 50. Maybe you don't think you're at risk for heart attack or stroke. But if you've been diagnosed with PAD or have pain or heaviness in your legs, I want to talk to you. You may have heard of poor leg circulation, which could be peripheral artery disease or PAD. With PAD, if you have poor circulation in your legs, you may also have poor circulation in your heart and in your brain. And that can more than double your risk for heart attack or stroke. Now ask yourself, am I at risk? If you're not sure, call for this free information kit to learn more.
Call 1-888-300-5422 to find 1-888-300-5422 to find out what the risks of PAD really are. You'll find a 7-point checklist that helps you understand what could be putting you at risk. If you have symptoms, you'll learn how treating symptoms is different from reducing your risk. You'll also learn about lifestyle changes and treatment options that can help reduce your risk for heart attack or stroke. There's even a doctor discussion guide for you to bring to your doctor that can help you discuss PAD together. Call 1-888-300-5422 for your free information kit today.
The risk is real. Take the first step. Call today.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
I'm gonna do another one of my sleep studies. Advil PM or Tylenol PM. Here we go. Middle of the night. Awake again? Asleep. With Advil PM, she's spending less time lying awake with aches and pains and more time asleep. You should switch to Advil PM. Maybe you should switch too. Advil PM. The difference is a better night's sleep.
World News Now delivers your morning papers.
It's time, and we have one for all those pet lovers out there, fresh off of YouTube. I shouldn't say fresh; it's been on YouTube since 2007.
But we're just now getting around to it.
Yeah, we just found out about it. Oh. What is that, you ask? That is Nora, a rescue shelter cat with an amazing ability. She basically likes to get a small crowd of people together. She'll never play on demand, but then she plays the piano. And lest you think this cat is not famous, Billy Joel is a fan of hers on demand, but then she plays the piano. And lest you think this cat is not famous, Billy Joel is a fan of hers on YouTube. He sent her sheet music and a signed photo of himself. She also got a shout out from Martha Stewart, who sent her a bust of Bach, which is Nora's favorite composer. 20 million people have watched that compelling little video. Interesting, though, they say that the person who owns the cat is actually a composer and a piano teacher. So what happened is that they would have two pianos sitting side by side, and they noticed the cat, during someone else's lesson, would just get up on the piano and start playing.
I don't believe it.
What do you
I think somebody has
glued her head there.
Somebody has put some catnip underneath those keys in a very clever and well-orchestrated scheme.
You know what, then? I think you, given how much you talk about Jake, I would like to see you orchestrate something similar with Jake.
I don't have a piano, but I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can come up with.
I don't play the accordion.
I guarantee you, he could. I'll borrow Barry Mitchell's accordion.
I'll come over and shoot it for you.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Speaking of weird animal stuff, here's a cute little duck wearing sandals. You don't see that every day, do you? Take a peek. Oh, just one sandal, actually. Looks like those, like from the movie Gladiator, when they wore those sandals that strap all the way up your leg.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Like that. Well, here's the deal. The thing got hurt, and the injury left it to where it healed in a way that the leg was backwards. And so they're trying to heal it, and they went to the local cobbler and had the cobbler make a special little sandal and got the foot on right, and it eases the pain, and everything's okay. And as you might imagine, the cobbler's saying, this is the first time I've ever had to make a sandal for a duck.
Kind of cute, though.
It is
a little weird, but cute. Last but not least, if you're one of those people that's always looking for a bargain, don't be fooled by this one, because it's bad. In essence, what someone was doing is they parked their car outside of a Walmart, and they were convinced he had a bunch of flat screen TVs, or I should say boxes that looked like flat screen TVs. Turns out it was an oven door when you opened up the box. So some upset customer.
Joke's on you.
Yeah.
More news coming up.
You're good at your job, but the voice in your head keeps telling you you can do more. Now's the time to build your better future. You know you have what it takes to be a leader. If you want to be the person in charge of the project, enroll in the construction management program at the Westwood College School of Business. For more information, visit westwood.edu today or call for your free career success kit, including salary information. You can get your bachelor's degree in just 3 years. Take career-focused classes from day one from instructors who are working professionals. They know construction management and will teach you exactly what you need to know to succeed. Take charge of your career. Enroll in the construction management program. But hurry, classes start soon. Call or visit westwood.edu for your free career success kit. Call 1-800-315-1441.
Want big taste for little coin? Checkers' new Bacon Cheddar Crunch Burger. Now 2 for $3. big bacon action in every bite. Or get Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Chicken Sandwich or a Piled High Checker Burger. Get any two of these 3 slamming sandwiches, just $3. Checkers, little place, big taste. Open late because Big Taste never sleeps.
When was the last time you felt refreshed, encouraged, inspired? Hear an uplifting message, straight talk with real hope, each week on ABC 7 from Pastor Mark Jeske on Time of Grace.
Are you ready for some good news? I hope you'll join us this week for Time of Grace.
Watch Time of Grace with Pastor Mark Jeske every Sunday morning at 7:30 on Washington's ABC 7.
Wake up with Good Morning Washington, weekdays on ABC 7 News.
Presidential pushback. Barack Obama accuses his critics of distorting the facts about health care reform.
Death panels that will basically pull the plug on grandma.
Who is winning the debate?
Then remembering Eunice Kennedy Shriver, a hero and champion of children with special needs.
And museum makeover for one of America's most revered presidents, Abraham Lincoln. It's Wednesday, August 12th.
From ABC News, this is World News Now.
It's a theater, of course, known for one thing, pretty much. It's like the most notorious crime scene in American history, and so they're embracing that now.
It'd be cool to see, though. I've never seen it.
I haven't either, yeah. Check it out. We'll see it this half hour.
Good morning, and thanks for being with us. I'm Vanita Nair.
I'm Jeremy Hubbard. Democratic lawmakers facing another day of jeers and taunts at healthcare town halls. One congressman in North Carolina hosted his event over the phone rather than face a rowdy crowd.
But things were much more congenial when President Obama used a town hall meeting in New Hampshire to press his case for reform. Here's our Jake Tapper.
Portsmouth High School in New Hampshire was the first of 3 town hall meetings this week selling health care reform to Americans with insurance.
Insurance companies will be prohibited from denying coverage because of a person's medical history.
Outside, the crowds were raucous, some angry. Inside, the crowd was friendly, with chants of "Yes, we can." Nothing like those town hall participants members of Congress have faced in recent days.
They're going to give us classes on euthanasia.
A board that would ration care and kill off the elderly and the handicapped. How do you call that improving medical care?
But the president took on many of those questions.
Where we do disagree, let's disagree over things that are real, not these wild misrepresentations that bear no resemblance to anything that's actually been proposed.
For instance, the Obama death panel rumor former Governor Sarah Palin wrote of.
Death panels that will basically pull the plug on grandma because we've decided that it's too expensive to let her live anymore.
The intention, the president said, was to provide voluntary counseling to seniors.
The intention of the members of Congress was to give people more information so that they could handle issues of end-of-life care when they're ready on their own terms.
The president also explained a page on the White House website inviting Americans to email the White House questionable claims about health reform.
I'm one of the people that turned myself in on the White House webpage the other day for being a skeptic of this bill.
Forward us the email, and we will answer the question that's raised in the email. Suddenly, on some of these news outlets, this is being portrayed as Obama collecting an enemies list.
But President Obama made some misstatements of his own at the town hall meeting, saying that the AARP had endorsed health care reform legislation when in fact the group has endorsed no specific bill. In addition, President Obama said health care reform would be achieved without adding to the deficit, while independent budget groups find that claim questionable. Jake Tapper, ABC News, the White House.
The president of Costa Rica is quarantined at home after being diagnosed with the H1N1 swine flu. 69-year-old Oscar Arias is suffering from a fever and sore throat and is being treated with anti-flu drugs. Arias has asthma and is at a higher risk for the flu.
And from Brazil, allegations of killings in order to boost ratings. It involves TV host Wallace Souza, who's also a state legislator. Authorities say cameras from Souza's show were suspiciously on scene of several drug traffickers' murders before police even knew about them. Souza is now being investigated for commissioning at least 5 of the killings in order to boost his own ratings. He is also accused of drug trafficking. Souza denies the charges, calling them absurd.
The chief financial officer of what was Bernard Madoff's multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme is behind bars this morning. Frank DePascali pleaded guilty to numerous counts yesterday, including fraud and money laundering. As Brian Ross reports, his plea gives the FBI someone on the inside of Madoff's criminal operation.
For an investment firm that claims $65 billion in assets, Frank DePascali was always an unlikely choice as chief financial officer. He had no college and no previous financial experience. But what he admitted in court that he did have was a criminal mind. In pleading guilty to the 10 felony counts, DePascali described his role in carrying out the Madoff Ponzi scheme for at least 2 decades. He said all the transactions he recorded were fake. Quote, "It was all fictitious. It was wrong, and I knew it was wrong at the time," unquote.
I believe that Frank knew as much as Bernie did. And then as time went on, I noticed that they spent more and more time together in the office. And Frank was always intertwined with Bernie. He would call me to check his calendars to see who was coming in.
DePascali was paid $3 million a year to help Madoff carry out the crime. He had a sprawling estate in suburban New Jersey, a huge yacht with a captain, all paid for by the company, and a corporate American Express Platinum card on which he charged thousands of dollars in personal items, including plane trips to the Bahamas for his son and his college friends.
Hello, sir.
As he lived the good life, DePascali admitted it was his job to help Madoff outwit federal investigators and keep the scam running, destroying thousands of lives. He apologized to his victims and said his fault was following Madoff too loyally since 1975.
As their new star witness, federal prosecutors had been prepared to let DePascali post bail and remain free while he awaited sentencing. But federal judge Richard Sullivan rejected that and ordered him jailed immediately, saying he was too much of a flight risk. Brian Ross, ABC News, New York.
Well, now it's time to take a look at your Wednesday forecast. Stormy from the Gulf Coast to New England. Showers and thunderstorms in Boston, New York, D.C., New Orleans, and Nashville. Widely scattered thunderstorms in parts of Texas, the Rockies, and Central Plains, and some scattered showers in the Northwest.
70s for Seattle today and Portland as well. 92 in Boise, 94 in Sacramento. Highs in the 80s for Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis. 74 in Boston, and mid-80s all the way from New York down to Atlanta.
Maybe he was just curious, or maybe he thought his own coat wasn't stylish enough.
Whatever the reason, a bear decided to stroll into a fur shop in Aspen, Colorado. The small black bear browsed the aisles for a few minutes before checking out the merchandise in the display window. Then he left without damaging anything.
Wildlife officials say quite a few bears have been venturing into Aspen this summer, breaking into homes and businesses in search of food.
They're either fashionable or hungry.
I would have thought that was part of the display if I was just walking by.
Looks like it. We'll be right back with more World News Now.
Got to cue my insecurity. I've been in the wrong place, but it must have been the right time.
World News Now weather brought to you by Bosley Medical.
In the wrong song. I've been in the right vein.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It is your real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-750-6401. That's 1-800-750-6401. Call now.
Many women think they have a yeast infection when they don't. How can you know it's not more serious? Well, now you can know. The Vagisil Screening Kit tests for vaginal infections at home, because knowing is the first step to healing. Vagisil.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and I'm here to tell you, yes, you can do something about your IRS tax problem, and yes, you can get help to fight the IRS.
Ronnie saved me $150,000.
Ronnie saved us over $500,000.
Saved me $250,000.
And yes, you can call me right now.
If you owe the IRS, call Ronnie right now for your free and confidential tax analysis. Call 800-225-0511. 800-225-0511.
Introducing a new way to feel like yourself again. Vagisil Satin. As light and clean as satin itself. Imagine an entire day feeling nothing but relief. New Vagisil Satin Cream. Bring yourself back.
You've got it again!
The Millionaire Primetime event continues tonight on ABC.
Welcome back. Civil rights icon Reverend Joseph Lowery is among those receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom this afternoon.
Lowery delivered the benediction at President Obama's inaugural in January. He worked with Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and helped lead Montgomery, Alabama's bus boycott in the 50s. Lowery, Senator Ted Kennedy, Billie Jean King, and Sandra Day O'Connor were among the 16 people receiving medals today.
Well, as you know, civil rights demonstrators back in the 60s stood up for equality, and as a result, many were arrested.
Those criminal records have stayed on the books, but now an Alabama city is offering an apology. Kevin Stewart of our Birmingham affiliate WBMA reports.
We marched from Kelly Ingram Park. 70-something-year-old Robbie Smith remembers Good Friday, 1963. Like it was yesterday. The first time she was arrested on the streets of Birmingham in civil disobedience.
It wasn't a bad time. It really wasn't. And just to think that we could do something to make this city better.
Fast forward 46 years later, and Birmingham is announcing it will pardon any civil rights protester who wants it. But some, like Smith, see their arrest as a badge of honor.
Now I want that to be forever.
More than anything, Mayor Larry Langford says this move is an official apology, confirming their fight was a just one.
That was a long time coming.
But why hasn't it happened before?
You can't talk about race in Birmingham without somebody getting bent out of shape about it.
And for those questioning the mayor's motive?
Tell them I say...
That's Kevin Stewart from WBMA in Birmingham reporting. And apparently Alabama 3 years ago passed this thing called the Rosa Parks Act that would allow anybody who was charged in a non-violent act of civil unrest to have their record cleared. But so far, nobody's taken them up on it.
Hopefully this will give them a little bit more publicity in that sense. Yeah, because no one has filled out an application, but you'd think a lot of people probably feel like it's time.
Yeah, or the mayor might do this again. Well, President Kennedy's sister, Medal of Freedom winner and the founder of the Special Olympics, Eunice Shriver, has died.
Before this year's Special Olympics, Good Morning America paid tribute to Shriver's spirit as we look into the ABC News Vault from February 12, 2009.
Eunice Kennedy Shriver is a pioneer who literally changed the way persons with intellectual disabilities are treated.
My mother has been a key leader in the field of intellectual disabilities. I think she has done more than any other single human being alive.
We had a sister, Rosemary, who was challenged intellectually, and Eunice would spend the extra time with Rosemary, teaching her and making sure that she felt included.
That was a good 40 years ago, and I can't think of a positive experience, really, for our special friends in those days.
It was really that spirit that started the Special Olympics. After President Kennedy was sworn in, he used to joke that he feared seeing Eunice because Eunice always had an agenda.
Her fingerprints are on legislation, on schools, on institutions, on perceptions, and I think most importantly on individual lives.
Most of all, I see from Mr. Shriver that I have rights, and we have a right to live and enjoy life to our fullest.
I love to be with my special friends. and I like to learn from them, to be with my special friends, and I like to learn from them. I learn persistence, I learn guts, I learn courage. This is the future. For love, for hope, for faith, to bring peace and to bring excellence to our special friends through sports.
And we now know that her funeral has been set for this coming Friday, but she died in a way that I think a lot of people would dream of, in the sense that her entire family was there. Her husband was there, her 5 children, including Maria, and all 19 grandchildren. So really, the whole family was there, in a sense.
And the family also had a private memorial service, too, that Senator Edward Kennedy, her brother, was at. Of course, he's in ill health as well. So tough times for the family. Her husband, Sergeant Shriver, has Alzheimer's, so it's been a difficult run for all of them.
It feels like we're all sort of part of this family in a weird way, because we've seen them go through so much.
That's for sure. Again, Eunice Shriver was 88 years old when she died yesterday. We'll be right back.
People all over are experiencing a bigger, better, and faster Cricket Wireless. One with the latest phones and a fast 3G network. And they're experiencing it for even less than before. Hurry in today, and for a limited time, you can get unlimited talk, text, pics, 411, and mobile web for just $40 a month. You get all that plus nationwide coverage included. As always, Cricket has no contracts to sign or overages, and it's America's most affordable 3G network. Just call 1-800-354-1973. Click mycricket.com or come into a Cricket store today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Just $40 a month for a bigger, better, and faster Cricket. Hurry in today and take another look at Cricket and see how your wallet gets a little... Right now, save $100 on the new touchscreen Moto Evoke. Just call, click, or come into a Cricket store today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
I'm Leon Harris, and I am always on your side.
This morning, it's a parent's worst nightmare. This young boy kidnapped, taken from his father, and brought overseas. Now, forced to live in an orphanage kept from his dad. Why can't Liam come home? Watch Good Morning America this morning.
In the United States, the bodies of over 40,000 people remain unidentified.
Without you, this case is forgotten.
From Jerry Bruckheimer, who brought you CSI and Cold Case, comes an emotional new crime drama.
I'm watching you.
Without Who Is It?
You know her?
There's no Who Done It.
What's the first thing that happens when you're brought into this world? Get a name. You should have it when you leave.
ABC's The Forgotten. Series premiere Tuesday, September 22nd on ABC.
Welcome back. The debate over the president's health care reform is getting so intense. A Kansas congressman canceled a town hall meeting yesterday after apparently receiving death threats.
While the president tries to calm fears, a new documentary exposes the driving force behind health care. Here's Terry Moran.
Right now, the health care debate has turned into a free-for-all. The shouting.
You work for us. We are your employer.
And shoving. And screaming.
I want to know if it's coming out of my paycheck. Yes or no?
It all seems to be drowning out a more reasoned debate, which might be the point. And so, in the middle of all the hollering, everybody in, nobody out. Here comes a calm, quiet new documentary movie that offers one diagnosis of what's really ailing the country's healthcare system.
Medicine has become a business. Physicians are reimbursed for doing things. We're not reimbursed for talking to patients.
It's called money-driven medicine.
We're now treating medicine as if it were an industrial product. How many units of care can you deliver?
A lot of Americans who've been through the healthcare system might agree with that, but is it really that simple?
What the system we have does better than anything else is to generate waste, procedures that are not needed, expenses that are way out of control.
Alex Gibney directed Money-Driven Medicine. He and reporter and author Maggie Mahar, who wrote the book that inspired the film, say that the biggest problem in healthcare in America is that what gets paid for in our system is not results, not health, but process. Treatments, tests, surgeries, and pills, that may or may not make a patient healthier.
So the way the system is set up, the financial incentives are perverse. We pay doctors for doing more. What we should be doing is paying them for quality, for better outcomes, for effective care. Instead, we're paying them for quantity.
It's called supply-driven demand, meaning the more supply you create, the more people demand.
What makes money-driven medicine compelling is how the film listens to patients and even more to doctors.
Just take some nice deep breaths, okay?
I do a lot of shoulder injections because I do a lot of musculoskeletal medicine, and I get paid far more for that than I do for talking to someone about their diabetes and hypertension.
So, they were saying, it's broken. We got to fix it. Well, when who are you going to listen to but the family doctor?
The thing I miss most is being able to sit in a room and talk to a patient for an hour. 15 minutes is a long time these days. That's a long time. Basically, you get on an assembly line. Have we met before?
And that assembly line is driven, the film argues, by a profit incentive that pays for simply doing things to people rather than making sure they are well.
Intensive care requires a finely orchestrated team.
It's interesting how hospitals advertise. Who would make a decision about where to have their baby or where to be treated for cancer based on an ad they saw on TV?
#1 for heart surgery in New York State.
A magnet hospital for nursing excellence.
Hospitals are not advertising to the patient. Hospitals are advertising to doctors.
And as the movie shows, more and more doctors are branching out, becoming part owners of hospitals and testing centers they send patients to, a potentially sharp conflict of interest.
Do you believe that greed is one of the things driving the dysfunction in our healthcare system?
You said greed, right?
Greed.
Greed. Certainly part of it, certainly not consciously on the part of most doctors. Most doctors are doing the best they can for their patient. But you've got all these other pressures. You've got the drug makers and the device makers trying to sell them the most expensive drug and device. You've got a hospital that wants them to do as many tests and procedures as possible.
So, what's the fix? Gibney and Mahar do not take a specific stand on the contentious issues in the healthcare debate, but the emotional stories the movie tells. A doctor whose daughter is stricken with leukemia, a woman whose husband is terribly burned, point to one big idea.
If we actually take healthcare and put it back in the hands of the patients and the doctors instead of the insurance companies and the manufacturers, we're going to be a lot better off, and we're going to have the health care we need, but at a lower cost. And you got to ask, what's wrong with that?
Certainly a timely piece, given how much we're hearing about healthcare. But love him or hate him, we'll certainly be hearing a lot more from this filmmaker, Alex Gibney. He's working on one documentary about Lance Armstrong and sort of the fight with cancer. And then he's also working with ESPN about the Chicago Cubs curse. And, of course, player who caught the foul ball during playoffs.
Oh, yes. How could we forget old Steve Bartman, right? All right, stick around. More news coming up. Ford Theater, its notorious crime scene, but it's getting a facelift. We'll talk about that coming up.
Attention, all Medicare beneficiaries who need assistance getting around their homes. There is a Medicare benefit that may qualify you for a new power chair or scooter at little to no cost to you. Stay tuned for this important Medicare benefit information and free scooter guarantee. Imagine one scooter or power chair that could improve your mobility and your life. One Medicare benefit that, with private insurance, may entitle you to pay little to nothing to own it. One company that can make it all happen.
Great news. Your power chair will be paid in full.
The Scooter Store. Why should you call the Scooter Store today? Because their mobility experts are also Medicare experts. And that means the Scooter Store is your best shot at qualifying for a scooter that costs you little to nothing.
Hi, I'm Doug Harrison. At the Scooter Store, 97% of our Medicare customers pay little to nothing out of pocket. How do we do it? We know what it takes to get you your power chair or scooter. It's our strength, it's our mission, and we back it up with the Scooter Store guarantee. If we qualify you and Medicare denies your claim for a new power chair or scooter, I'll give it to you absolutely free.
I paid into Medicare all my life, and when I needed it, the benefit was there for me. The Scooter Store made it so easy.
I didn't pay a penny out of pocket for my power chair. Medicare and my insurance covered it all.
The Scooter Store got me back out into the world again. and they're some of the nicest people you'll ever talk to.
There is a Medicare benefit that may qualify you for a new power chair or scooter at little to no cost to you.
Call the Scooter Store for free information today.
Call 1-800-381-3535 for your free information from the Scooter Store, and we'll also send you this pocket-sized lighted magnifier as our gift. Absolutely free, just for calling. There's no obligation, so call the Scooter Store today at 1-800-381-3535.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Finally, this half hour, the historic Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. is now a museum dedicated to Abraham Lincoln's presidency and assassination inside the Playhouse.
Technology is now taking visitors back to the 1800s to remember Lincoln's legacy. TJ Winnick takes us on a tour.
Ford's Theater is synonymous with the tragic death of Abraham Lincoln. Now this historic landmark in the heart of Washington is trying to capture the life of the 16th president as well.
We want to put you inside the Lincoln presidency. We want to immerse you in the period.
Presidential historian Richard Norton Smith wrote and helped design the exhibits at the new Ford's Theater Museum.
The space here is limited, but the story is unlimited. So what you do is, you distill that story to its very essence.
Located in the building's basement, you're greeted by an image of the train that brought Lincoln to Washington in 1861. One exhibit is called Life in the White House. There's even a recreation of Lincoln's office.
Whether it's maps, whether it's telegrams from the front, whether it's letters that Lincoln wrote, these are all the things that came across his desk.
It's followed by the two events that consumed Lincoln's presidency, the Civil War and slavery. The museum ends in a hallway in which parallel walls revisit the events of April 14th, 1865.
So we've given them the hour by hour what Booth is doing, what Lincoln's doing, till they converge at 10:15.
You then end up in the recently refurbished theater, the most notorious crime scene in American history.
The only way you can understand why that murder mattered so much is to understand Abraham Lincoln's life and his presidency.
You can still see treasured artifacts like the suit the president wore the night he was shot, the door to the presidential box, and of course, the Derringer pistol used by John Wilkes Booth.
It transformed American history.
Only now they're no longer randomly displayed. They're framed by history.
We've taken those dots and we've connected them. And we've told a narrative story.
The story of a national heartache that continues to fascinate 144 years later. TJ Winnick, ABC News, Washington.
It's got to be really interesting to see that hour-by-hour timeline of how their worlds collided that night. And it must be good because I've interviewed Richard Norton Smith, that historian, before, and he is terrific. He knows everything about every president. So if he has a hand in this, it's got to be good stuff.
Those exhibits are always fascinating.
They sure are. Speaking of fascinating, there's more news coming up. Stick around.
You're good at your job, but the voice in your head keeps telling you you can do more. Now's the time to build your better future. You know you have what it takes to be a leader. If you want to be the person in charge of the project, enroll in the construction management program at the Westwood College School of Business. For more information, visit westwood.edu today or call for your free career success kit, including salary information. You can get your bachelor's degree in just 3 years. Take career-focused classes from day one from instructors who are working professionals. They know construction management and will teach you exactly what you need to know to succeed. Take charge of your career. Enroll in the construction management program. But hurry, classes start soon. Call or visit westwood.edu for your free career success kit. Call 1-800-315-1441.
Diamonds at their lowest prices in years. The Jewelry Exchange imports direct from site holders and pays cash. The leading website gets them on Memo. Compare half-carat solitaires $2.99, marquee and pairs $3.99. 1-carat solitaires are $5.90 to $15.90, 2-carat $19.90. Certified white SIs are $7.90 to $2,900. We have thousands of diamonds, including D-Flawless, Ideal Makes, and guaranteed the lowest price. Plus thousands of settings to choose from. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Bethesda.
When was the last time you felt refreshed, encouraged, inspired? Hear an uplifting message, straight talk with real hope, each week on ABC 7 from Pastor Mark Jeske on Time of Grace.
Are you ready for some good news? I hope you'll join us this week for Time of Grace.
Watch Time of Grace with Pastor Mark Jeske every Sunday morning at 7:30 on Washington's ABC 7.
Oprah and People magazine salute heroes in hard times. Next, Oprah.
President Obama takes his health care reform agenda on the road to separate fact from fiction.
Then into the wild, living with lions. 2 men and their mission to save one of the jungle's most endangered animals.
And jewel heist, how thieves got away with $65 million worth of gems in broad daylight. It's Wednesday, August 12th.
From ABC News, this is World News Now.
Very daring heist. It was like the Thomas Crown Affair meets Italian Job meets Ocean's 11.
And there's car changes involved. It really was.
Gunshots.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. And a lot of money at play there, too. We'll talk about that this half hour. Good morning. I'm Jeremy Hubbard.
And I'm Vanita Nair. The president is trying to regain the momentum in the debate over health care reform by leading a series of town hall meetings.
In New Hampshire yesterday, Mr. Obama accused his critics of trying to scare the public. Viviana Hurtado joins us this morning from Washington. Good morning, Viviana.
Good morning, Jeremy and Vanita. The question was if the president was going to walk into a lion's den of rowdy behavior. He didn't. Instead, he heard support for his plan and criticism.
We have to stop the spending!
Outside, a familiar scene at a town hall meeting about health care reform. But inside the Portsmouth High School gym where President Obama pushed health care reform, even the skeptics were friendly. President Obama accused his opponents of scaring and misleading Americans about his reform proposals.
Where we do disagree, let's disagree over things that are real, not these wild. Where we do disagree, let's disagree over things that are real, not these wild misrepresentations.
He focused his message on reforms that are popular among Americans who already have health care insurance. That includes ending the practice of denying coverage to Americans with pre-existing conditions and preventing insurers from dropping people if they get sick. If the tone of the president's town hall was tempered, across the country, fireworks at meetings organized by lawmakers who were explaining the proposed health care reforms to their constituents.
I hate to use my mother's voice here.
Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill scolded the crowd for being rude.
What is it do you think we're going to accomplish if you don't let anybody talk? What is the point?
In Pennsylvania, Senator Arlen Specter got an earful.
What are you going to do to restore this country back to what our founders created according to the Constitution?
The senator called the group informed and promised to share their opinions with Congress.
I have a very good idea of the temper of the crowd.
Death threats led a Kansas Democrat to cancel some health care town hall meetings. The FBI is investigating offensive faxes sent to a Georgia Democrat and a swastika painted outside his office. Jeremy and Vanita.
In California, hundreds lined up for free health care in the Los Angeles area. It was the first time a group called Remote Area Medical had provided free care in a major metropolitan area. About 1,500 uninsured, underinsured, needy, or unemployed patients got care. The medical group usually sticks to rural parts of the U.S. and travels to underdeveloped countries.
Newly released emails and testimony show former White House advisor Karl Rove was directly involved in the firing of U.S. attorneys for apparently political reasons. The congressional documents show extensive communication between Rove and former White House counsel Harriet Miers about the firings. Rove denies he had any influence and urges people to read the documents. The investigation continues into the firing of those 9 U.S. attorneys.
Authorities investigating Michael Jackson's death have raided a Las Vegas pharmacy. Among the materials recovered yesterday was evidence that Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray, legally purchased the anesthetic propofol at the facility. Murray is at the center of the investigation into Jackson's death, but investigators are also looking into Jackson's interactions with at least 6 other doctors.
An investigation is underway into the fatal shootings of 2 people at a California toll booth. Someone wielding a shotgun killed a female toll collector and another man yesterday. It all took place at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge north of San Francisco during the evening rush hour. Police have made no arrests.
Funeral services are set for Friday in Massachusetts for Eunice Kennedy Shriver. The 88-year-old sister of John, Robert, and Teddy Kennedy died early yesterday. ABC's Charlie Gibson has a look back at Shriver's trailblazing work with the Special Olympics.
Eunice Kennedy Shriver was one of 9 Kennedy children. It was the boys who got most of the attention, but Eunice was still a force to be reckoned with.
President Kennedy used to say that if Eunice had been a man, she would have been president instead of Jack.
Their sister Rosemary was developmentally disabled and would leave a lasting impact on Eunice. When John Kennedy was elected president, it was Eunice who pushed him to take action on behalf of the disabled. In 1962, she invited 100 special needs kids to her home and started Camp Shriver, a camp to help kids excel through physical activity. It was a model for other communities. And in 1968, the International Special Olympics was born in Chicago. Today, the Special Olympics serve nearly 3 million people with intellectual disabilities. Eunice Shriver did not have an easy life.
Eunice, the late president's sister, and 3 of their 4 children are among the visitors at the grave.
As a Kennedy, she has known tragedy. Her husband, Sergeant Shriver, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2003. In better times, he said this of his wife.
She's got real guts. She's got a terrific jaw, maybe you notice that. And it comes from both her mother and her father, who are people of great, great character.
Eunice and Sergeant Shriver were married more than 50 years. He was the founding director of the Peace Corps. They had 5 children together, including California's First Lady, Maria Shriver.
The best mother-in-law in the world. Thank you.
A friend said with Eunice, it was all about family, religion, and causes. And her legacy will be the cause of the Special Olympics.
I think she has done more in that field than any other single human being alive.
You Special Olympians have thrilled us on the playing fields of the world. You have taught us that what matters is not power or politics, weapons or wealth. What truly counts is the courageous spirit and the generous heart.
Charlie Gibson with a look back at the life of Eunice Shriver. Well, 2 credit card companies, American Express and Discover, are doing away with so-called over-limit fees. The companies say they will stop charging customers who charge more than their credit limits. It's something of a preemptive move. Next February, new regulations take effect that will limit the way issuers can charge such fees.
Now here's a look at your Wednesday weather. On and off showers and thunderstorms from the Gulf Coast to the Northeast. It could get severe with gusty winds and hail from Virginia to Alabama. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms in Dallas, Denver, and Tucson.
Phoenix is the hot spot at 107 degrees. Albuquerque climbs to 91. Salt Lake City, 96. Hotter than normal, 93 for Fargo, 90 in Minneapolis, and 86 in St. Louis. A high of 85 here in New York, 87 in Baltimore, 91 in Miami.
2 of the funniest women in American television history are being immortalized on what else? A postage stamp.
The commemorative stamp
are being immortalized on what else? A postage stamp.
The commemorative stamp shows characters Ethel Mertz and Lucy Ricardo from I Love Lucy's hilarious chocolate factory scene. Remember that one? It was unveiled at the Kansas birthplace of the late Vivian Vance. Didn't know she was from there. Of course, she's the Emmy Award-winning actress who played Ethel. Vance's cousins were there for the tribute.
The stamp is part of the Postal Service's early TV memory series. The collection also includes shows such as The Honeymooners and Ozzie and Harriet.
I think they should have a stamp for Fred Mertz, because remember, he wore his pants all the way up here.
It's really becoming, Jeremy.
They could do a stamp for him.
There's the picture right there.
Exactly.
We'll be right back with more World News Now.
World News Now weather, brought to you by Liberty Medical Diabetics.
Important news for diabetics on Medicare.
I'm a diabetic, and I want you to know over 230,000 U.S. doctors have authorized their patients to receive their diabetic supplies through Liberty Medical. And that begins with the One Touch Ultra 2 meter, easy to use, fast results at no additional cost. Liberty helps keep you on track by delivering diabetic supplies to your door and filing your claims.
I never feel I'm going to run out of anything.
With Liberty, I always have someone to talk to, and now they refill all my prescriptions.
Call now to receive a diabetic cookbook free.
Call to receive the One Touch Ultra 2 meter at no additional cost and find out why 230,000 U.S. doctors and over 1 million people with diabetes trust Liberty Medical.
Liberty, we deliver better health. Call now.
Call Liberty Medical today at 1-800-370-7576. That's 1-800-370-7576.
Day 87, and Tyler B is still in that aisle, determined to find the answer for his acne.
Kid, get a life. I'm trying. The truth is, acne, even when it's mild, is a medical condition.
Huh?
Medical as in doctor?
And that's how Tyler came to his senses, sort of, and learned about once-a-day prescription Epiduo Gel. If you're not getting the results you want, ask your doctor about Epiduo, 2 of the most doctor-prescribed acne-fighting ingredients in one gel medication, a product you can't get in the acne aisle. Dryness, redness, peeling, stinging, burning, or itching may occur. Don't use irritating products when using Epiduo. Overexposure to sun lamps, extreme wind, or cold may increase the risk for irritation. Use of sunscreen and protective clothing is advised. Go to truthaboutzits.com and learn how to pay no more than $20 for your Epiduo prescription.
Awesome.
To learn more about Epiduo Gel, talk to your doctor, call, or go to truthaboutzits.com.
You've got it again! The Millionaire Primetime event continues tonight on ABC.
2 remarkably brave men are going to great lengths to reveal new secrets about the kings of the jungle.
Yeah, they're taking different steps to save lions as their populations dwindle. Primetime's Jay Shadler went to Africa and shows us their mission and the risks.
In the midday heat, a pride of lions nap under a rose tree. But look and listen closely. There's a Homo sapien in short pants snoozing in there too.
That's, for me, true acceptance. I can lie down with them. I can sleep with them. I can interact with them as if I were alive.
That's Kevin Richardson, a 34-year-old South African film producer and animal lover.
These relationships, everyone must always realize, have taken years and years and years to develop.
Those relationships were crucial 4 years ago when Kevin made a feature film, White Lion, using lions he had trained since cubs.
Hey, no, that. Greedy guts. No.
When the film ended, Kevin couldn't bring himself to send his actors packing back to zoos or circuses. So he took over 1,800 acres of land outside Johannesburg and began testing some of the limits of interspecies relations.
Something just triggered in my innermost, self. It was like, wow, this is the most amazing experience I've ever had. And I didn't want it to end.
What they're gaining is an advocate. Though they are not wild animals, Kevin's notoriety has given him a platform to publicize the grave extinction threat now facing all of Africa's lions. Dave Salmoni is a zoologist, big cat trainer, and a host for Animal Planet. But now he's taking on a new challenge, living for 6 months at the Orindi Game Reserve, a massive tract of land 10 times the size of Manhattan. It's here Dave is attempting something unprecedented, a kind of rehabilitation of an extremely aggressive pride of wild lions.
Hey! Hey! No! Cut it out!
Okay.
Using his skills as a trainer, Dave's mission is to turn this hostile pride back toward a more natural relationship with humans. Curious and wary, but not killers on a hair trigger. In the event of an attack, Dave considers his cane his most effective weapon. A simple wooden crook with multiple purposes.
This is one of the best tools you can bring in the bush. And we both do this. Now we're huge, there's two of us. And we're making all this noise, screaming and yelling.
Dave is testing the limits, trying to get closer with every encounter.
You're a good boy. Hey. Good boy.
It's a game of inches and claws.
Hey, no! No! No, no, hey! 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 No! Hey! Hey!
During the first months of the project, skirmishes in this war of nerves ended in ceasefires, but no truce.
Enough. I'm really stuck in a crap spot now. Hey, let's go. Back off. Come on.
Hey!
It's enough. Now I gotta start showing some aggression. This is way too close. This is now he's in my comfort zone. And I gotta tell him that although his rules are the same, my rules are the same. A little banging, a little raising my aggression. He feels he set me off.
For weeks, Dave has been tracking Brutus, trying to establish a relationship with the pride's 14-year-old patriarch.
I know for sure Brutus was calling here. If a lion's charging, that's 5 strides. 5 strides takes less than 5 seconds.
Africa's top 2 predators are about to have a face-off.
All right, hey! Cut it out! That's enough! Forget it! All right, hey! Cut it out! Get out of here!
In an instant, Dave's confidence shows signs of crumbling.
Forget it! Hey! Forget it! Get out of here!
I hope that from me helping them take their lions from dangerous, aggressive, bad ecotourism cats to perfect. They're in a situation now where they've got very manageable lions. This is when I go home.
I'm not sure raising a cane in the air is much of a deterrent.
You heard him yelling, "Stay away, get back." Johnny I, our camera guy, says that's how he used to talk to his ex-wife.
That's why she's the ex-wife, right?
Well, coming up in a moment, real-life drama for 2 cast ex-wife.
That's why she's the ex-wife, right?
Well, coming up in a moment, real-life drama for 2 cast members of The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Always drama down there. Get the scoop in just a minute. It includes a 911 call. It's coming up in the skin.
Good stuff.
ABC's World News Now will continue after this from our ABC stations.
Coming up today on Good Morning Washington, remembering the life of Eunice Kennedy Shriver. We'll look back at her life of service through the Special Olympics.
Plus, your traffic and weather every 10 minutes. Join us 5 to 7 a.m.
Your dreams, your terms, your choice. American Public University. Take classes online from anywhere in the world with 74 accredited degree programs.
I looked at other colleges and campuses, even our local community colleges, more expensive than American Public University. So yeah, affordability was great.
Take the first step in advancing your career at APU's Admissions Open House on Wednesday, August 12th at the Sheraton Premier in Tyson's Corner. Register free at study@apu.com.
An Oprah show, People magazine exclusive.
The little town making medical miracles. Dr. Oz reports. Then he delivers good news to thousands and is about to get some of his own.
Next Oprah.
Oprah, today at 4 on ABC7.
Conan, it's 100% true. The Volt will get 230 miles per gallon, as long as it's going downhill.
Going downhill?
With a sail on it.
A sail?
And provided it's on a car carrier.
Okay.
Which is on a giant conveyor belt.
Oh, okay, all right.
You thought it was funny. Skinny time. We'll see if you think this is funny. It involved a 911 call. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Never a shortage of drama with these women. You've probably seen this season if you've been watching that Sheree and Nene and Kim have been fighting. And one of the dust-ups allegedly involved Nene, who is the woman you're seeing there in the white, going after Kim, the woman who's the blonde right there, and choking her, leaving her unable to breathe for an entire minute and a half. And so Kim called 911.
911 emergency 1531. Hi, I was just choked by my little cast member at Atlantic Station. She was choked by what? I was starting to film my show and I was choked by one of my cast members. Okay, what's the location where you need to please? I'm at the Target shopping center. Your name? Kim Zolciak. All right, we'll get the police out there, okay? Thank you.
She was waiting for the cops in her white Bentley. Now, Nene, the one in the white there again, she denies this ever happened. And Kim says Nene should just apologize, but the drama does not end there. Another housewife, a fourth housewife, has some trouble of her own. Lisa Wu Hartwell, who of course is married to the former Oakland Raider linebacker Edgerton Hartwell. She's losing her house. Yeah, that big, beautiful home that they've shown on the show several times. Paid nearly $3 million for it. The bank took it over, sold it for $1.9 million now. She basically, denies being evicted. They're saying they moved out on their own. They're going to live on 10 acres. The bank is saying they got evicted and it was foreclosed.
So Sheree lost her house, she's lost her house, and Nene has moved to another house.
Troubles.
All right, it just keeps getting worse for Michael Douglas's son. So he was already arrested once, and now his girlfriend is in trouble. She's been arrested, accused of passing him drugs through an electric toothbrush.
In court or something?
No, he's under house arrest. And so more or less what happened is they say she hid dime bags of heroin in the handle of an electric toothbrush. He was obsessed with having them deliver, and like Jeremy was talking about, he is under house arrest right now because an undercover cop found meth in his New York City hotel room. And they say he was running a coast-to-coast drug ring using FedEx to transport the drugs. So now the girlfriend, whose name is Kelly Scott, has been arrested trying to, I guess, help him. I don't know if you say help.
Yeah, I don't know how much help 10 dime bags of heroin is, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heath Ledger, the final film that he was filming at the time of his death, it was called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. They didn't get through with filming, but we are getting our first look at the trailer for the movie that's about to come out. And basically, they had the option. They could have stopped filming, but they didn't. They instead concluded his role with Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell all playing the part that he was playing. Sort of a unique way to go about it. But this is the first trailer we're seeing for that movie. It comes out in theaters October 16th.
They're kind of hard to watch. I get a little...
I know.
It's like, you just feel bad. Okay, quickly, I just want to mention this. Multi-platinum country music artists Brooks and Dunn.
Calling it quits.
Calling it quits. Really sad news. They basically are releasing their album Ones and Then Some in September. They're doing a 2010 tour. Then they're going their separate ways. They say after 20 years of making music and riding this trail together, we've agreed as a duo that it's time to call it a day.
Truly a country supergroup. We know My Maria and all those big
Give us
hits.
some more. Play us out the break.
Don't you know? I love Dunn.
Attention, all Medicare beneficiaries who need assistance getting around their homes. There is a Medicare benefit that may qualify you for a new power chair or scooter at little to no cost to you. Stay tuned for this important Medicare benefit information and free scooter guarantee. Imagine one scooter or power chair that could improve your mobility and your life. One Medicare benefit that, with private insurance, may entitle you to pay little to nothing to own it. One company that can make it all happen.
Great news. Your power chair will be paid in full.
The Scooter Store. Why should you call the scooter store today? Because their mobility experts are also Medicare experts. And that means the scooter store is your best shot at qualifying. For a scooter that costs you little to nothing.
Hi, I'm Doug Harrison. At the scooter store, 97% of our Medicare customers pay little to nothing out of pocket. How do we do it? We know what it takes to get you your power chair or scooter. It's our strength, it's our mission, and we back it up with the scooter store guarantee. If we qualify you and Medicare denies your claim for a new power chair or scooter, I'll give it to you absolutely free.
I paid into Medicare all my life, and when I needed it, the benefit was there for me. The scooter store made it so easy.
I didn't pay a penny out of pocket for my power chair. Medicare and my insurance covered it all.
The scooter store got me back out into the world again, and they're some of the nicest people you'll ever talk to.
There is a Medicare benefit that may qualify you for a new power chair or scooter at little to no cost to you.
Call the scooter store for free information today.
Call 1-800-381-3535 for your free information from the scooter store, and we'll also send you this pocket-sized lighted magnifier as our gift. Absolutely free, just for calling. There's no obligation, so call the scooter store today at 1-800-381-3535.
When morning comes in the middle of the night, it affects your entire day. To get a good night's sleep, try 2-layer Ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep. And unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. When taking Ambient CR, don't drive or operate machinery. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with memory loss for the event, as well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Wake up ready for your day. Ask your healthcare provider for 2-layer Ambient CR.
Here are some stories to watch today on ABC News. Newly sworn-in Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor will be at the White House today. She is the guest of honor at a special luncheon. Civil rights pioneer Reverend Joseph Lowery, who delivered a blessing at President Obama's inaugural, is among 16 Americans to receive the Medal of Freedom today. And Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's tour of Africa continues. She is discussing violence and corruption with Nigeria's president during today's meetings.
And finally this half hour, 2 well-dressed thieves in London carried out a major heist at one of the fanciest jewelry stores in the world.
The $65 million robbery happened so quickly and with such apparent precision, it might remind you of a Hollywood movie. Here's Miguel Marquez.
They hit one of the world's most exclusive jewelers in broad daylight. A heist Hollywood would love. As daring as the Thomas Crown affair.
How the hell did he do that?
As well planned as the Italian job. 43 exquisite pieces of jewelry, from diamonds to pearls to watches. It's the biggest gem theft in the history of Great Britain. Police say the 2 men were in this store only about 2 minutes. They walked out with $65 million in jewelry. These 2 guys, the robbers. Police believe they were working with 2 others, the getaway men. Here's how it went down. Normal London black cab.
Were let into the jeweller's shop, 2 smartly dressed men.
Their escape minutes later, not to be believed. The pair left the store, fired 2 shots on a busy London street, and drove off. In less than a half mile, they switched cars 3 times, crashed one, and gave the police the slip. This cell phone video captured it.
It must have been a pretty planned operation, I guess. They must be fairly hardcore. But if someone's got a gun in your face, you're not going to argue with them.
The bad guys so far have gotten away, but probably aren't sitting as pretty as those guys from Ocean's 11. At least not yet. A massive manhunt is underway. Miguel Marquez, ABC News, London.
And apparently they dragged a female worker outside during the heist. A lot of holes. We don't know all of the details there, but it's
I know. I'm
scary.
curious to know if they grabbed things and put them in their pockets or how exactly they were able to get out of the store with so much.
You'd have to have big pockets for that.
Yeah.
And it's not even the biggest heist in Britain's history. There was a $92 million one a few years back.
And this particular store was robbed in 2003, and on that occasion, it was $38 million. So
Wow.
they've been hit hard.
They sure have. That's tough to get insurance for that.
Yeah, you'd think.
Premiums
That's
are
it for this half hour.
Morning's coming up.
People all over are experiencing a bigger, better, and faster Cricket Wireless. One with the latest phones and a fast 3G network. And they're experiencing it for even less than before. Hurry in today, and for a limited time, you can get unlimited talk, text, pics, 411, and mobile web for just $40 a month. You get all that plus nationwide coverage included. As always, Cricket has no contracts to sign or overages, and it's America's most affordable 3G network. Just call 1-800-354-1973, click mycricket.com, or come into a Cricket store today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Just $40 a month for a bigger, better, and faster Cricket. Hurry in today and take another look at Cricket and see how your wallet gets a little. Hurry in today and take another look at Cricket and see how your wallet gets a little. Right now, save $100 on the new touchscreen Moto Evoke. Just call, click, or come into a Cricket store today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
Your dreams, your terms, your choice. American Public University. Take classes online from anywhere in the world with 74 accredited degree programs.
I looked at other colleges and campuses, even our local community colleges, more expensive than American public universities. So yeah, affordability was great.
Take the first step in advancing your career at APU's Admissions Open House on Wednesday, August 12th at the Sheraton Premier in Tyson's Corner. Register free at study@apu.com.
It's Counterintelligence's first ever Granite liquidation sale. Save 40% off our already low prices and get a free bathroom vanity top with the purchase of a kitchen countertop. Call 888-401-TOPS today.